Welcome to our channel. Today we will explore the inspiring stories of extraordinary talents who have left a deep mark on cultural history. Pedro Zamora, Freddie Mercury, Hudson, in addition to their illustrious careers, have something in common that few people expect. Their lives are not only about the halo on stage or screen, but also about the journey of resilience in facing challenges. They have turned pain into motivation, leaving behind a legacy that the world admires. In today's video, we will look back at the lives of 20 famous people who passed away from AIDS and how they have strongly inspired the next generation. These stories will definitely make you think, while honoring the courage and indomitable spirit of the people who changed the way the world views this disease. Let's explore. Denholm Elliott is one of the greatest supporting actors in British cinema, although his name may not be as familiar to the general public. Born in London in 1922, he has appeared in over 125 films and television shows, leaving a lasting impression on the industry. With his ability to play lovable, sometimes awkward but always charming characters, Elliott has captivated audiences for decades. His path to the arts was not a smooth one. During World War II, Elliott served in the Royal Air Force and was held as a prisoner of war for 3 years. It was during this time that he discovered his passion for theatre and decided to pursue acting after the war. From there, he quickly became one of Britain's most trusted and beloved supporting actors. His memorable roles include Marcus Brody in the Indiana Jones series, Coleman in Trading Places, and Mr. Emerson in A Room with a View. He had a knack for bringing a scene to life with a subtle raise of an eyebrow or a well-timed line, creating a unique impression that few could imitate. Despite his career success, Elliott kept his personal life private. He was married twice and had 2 children, but rarely shared his private life. In 1987, at the age of 65, he was diagnosed with HIV. Despite his illness, Elliott continued to devote himself to art, participating in many film and television projects in the late 1980s and early 1990s, including Noble House and Toy Soldiers. His final role was in the 1992 film Noises Off. On October 6, 1992, Denholm Elliott died at his home in Ibiza, Spain, at the age of 70. The cause of death was determined to be AIDS-related tuberculosis. His passing has left a deep impression on the film industry, with many colleagues and fans paying tribute to his contributions. In recognition of his talent and dedication, the British Academy of Film and Television Arts has named an award after him, the Denholm Elliott Award, to honour the most promising actors. His legacy continues to inspire as a testament to perseverance, talent, and boundless passion for the arts. Freddie Mercury, the legendary singer of Queen, was not only a musical icon, but also the embodiment of daring and difference. Born in Zanzibar, his journey to stardom was as colourful and extraordinary as his explosive stage performances. With a rare 4-octave voice and a captivating performance style, Mercury conquered the hearts of millions of audiences around the world. Although his private life was always the focus of speculation, Mercury never fully opened up about his sexual orientation. However, those close to him knew and respected that. One of his deepest relationships was with Mary Austin, a soulmate whom he always cherished, even after their romance ended. Mercury later found peace with Jim Hutton, who was by his side until his final days. In 1987, Mercury was diagnosed with HIV, but instead of retreating, he continued to create relentlessly. The final years of his life saw his artistic peak with the album Innuendo, leaving behind immortal works. The video These Are the Days of Our Lives marked his last public appearance, where fans could see a frail Mercury but his eyes still burning with passion. On November 23, 1991, Mercury officially confirmed that he had AIDS. Just 1 day later, he passed away from complications of pneumonia, leaving behind endless grief in the hearts of fans and the music industry. Freddie Mercury's legacy does not stop at immortal songs. In his memory, the Mercury Phoenix Foundation was established in 1992, continuing the fight against AIDS worldwide. The image of Mercury with his powerful voice and resilient spirit will forever live in the hearts of millions of music lovers. Wade Dominguez, a promising young talent of Hollywood, has conquered the audience not only with his attractive appearance but also with his emotional acting ability. Born on May 10, 1966, in Santa Clara County, California, he has Mexican and French blood, creating a unique beauty, contributing to his special appeal on screen. But the path that led him to the spotlight was not easy. Before entering the world of cinema, Dominguez worked as a go-go dancer in nightclubs where he revealed his passion for performance art. Those experiences, though simple, helped him hone his confidence, contributing to his big breakthrough in 1995 with the role of Emilio Ramirez in Dangerous Minds. In the film, he played a rebellious student, but was gradually influenced by the teacher played by Michelle Pfeiffer. Dominguez's authentic performance not only touched the hearts of audiences but also received much praise from critics, opening the door to a promising Hollywood career. After the success of Dangerous Minds, Dominguez continued to affirm his talent through films such as City of Industry, The Taxman, and Shadow of Doubt. Each role demonstrated his versatility and depth in acting, signaling a bright future. But behind the halo, Dominguez was quietly battling a harsh truth. He was diagnosed with AIDS. Instead of going public, he chose to quietly face it, wishing to be remembered for his talent rather than his illness. On August 26, 1998, Wade Dominguez passed away at the age of 32 due to respiratory failure, a complication from AIDS. His sudden departure shocked many people, because very few knew the battle he had bravely faced. One emotional moment in Dominguez's final days was when Elizabeth Berkley, his close friend and co-star, brought him a rough cut of his final film, The Taxman. Upon seeing his own performance, Dominguez broke down in tears and exclaimed, "I'm so good. I'm so good." It was a sweet and heartbreaking moment, a testament to his unquenchable talent and passion. Wade Dominguez's passing is sad, but his legacy continues to inspire, a reminder that art can overcome any adversity and that the light of true talent never dims. Willie Smith is a talented designer and pioneer in taking streetwear to a new level. Born in 1948 in Philadelphia, he brought a creative perspective, making fashion an indispensable part of everyday life instead of just serving the elite. From an early age, Smith showed a passion for art and fashion. He attended Parsons School of Design, where his talent was cultivated and developed. However, a personal incident forced him to leave school early. Despite the obstacles, Smith did not give up his passion and continued to work in the fashion industry, gradually asserting his position. In 1976, he founded the brand Willie Wear, with the philosophy that fashion is not only for celebrities, but should reach all levels of society. He combined the comfort of sportswear with the elegance of high fashion, creating designs that are both modern and accessible. As a result, Willie Wear quickly became a beloved brand, helping Smith make a deep mark in the industry. In 1981, Smith met Lan Barker, a talented artist who would later become not only a companion, but also an important partner in the development of Willie Wear. The brand quickly grew, reaching an impressive revenue of $25 million per year in the mid-1980s. Smith did not limit himself to fashion, but also collaborated with many artists, filmmakers, and dancers to create works that combined art and design. He even designed the wedding dress for the character Mary Jane Watson in the Spider-Man comic, an interesting mark in his career. However, this brilliant journey was interrupted when Lan Barker passed away in 1986. Not long after, Smith's health also declined significantly. On April 17, 1987, he took his last breath at the age of 39, leaving behind a world of endless grief for those who loved his talent. Although he passed away too soon, Willie Smith's legacy continues to influence the fashion world. He once shared that growing up in a diverse community helped him develop a bold and distinctive style. It was his creative thinking and innovative spirit that helped shape modern streetwear, turning it into an open space where people can express their individuality and identity through their clothes. Robert Reed, beloved by millions of viewers for his role as Mike Brady in the classic comedy The Brady Bunch, has left a lasting impression as an ideal father on the small screen. But behind that warm image is a life full of ups and downs and secrets that he had to hide for many years. Born in 1932 in Illinois with the birth name John Robert Rietz Jr., Reed nurtured his passion for acting from a young age. He honed his skills on stage before entering television, gradually asserting his name through many roles. His biggest career opportunity came when he was cast as Mike Brady, a model father in the Brady Bunch. With his calm demeanor, intelligence, and kindness, Reed created an ideal father figure, loved by audiences for generations. However, his real life was not as perfect as on screen. Reed married Marilyn Rosenberger in 1954 and had a daughter, Karen. But the marriage only lasted 5 years when he revealed his sexual orientation to his wife. At that time, Hollywood was not yet open about LGBTQ+, and Reed was forced to keep this a secret to protect his career. Despite his rocky relationship with the writing team of the Brady Bunch, Reed was always loved by his co-stars, especially the child actors. He not only supported them in their work, but also organized trips to museums and cultural events to broaden their understanding of the world. In 1991, Reed was diagnosed with colon cancer. Not long after, the information that he was HIV positive was also revealed. Although he always kept this a secret, his condition became more serious. On May 12, 1992, Robert Reed passed away at the age of 59. The official cause was recorded as cancer, but many believe that complications from HIV contributed to his rapidly declining health. Reed's passing has not only left fans in mourning, but has also sparked discussions about the discrimination and pressures faced by LGBTQ+ artists. Despite his dark side, Mike Brady lives on as a symbol of love and warmth. Reed's legacy is not only in his acting, but also in his story of resilience and silent struggle in a world that is not yet ready to accept differences. Andre Nepela may not be a household name today, but in the world of figure skating he was a legend. With his natural talent and relentless dedication, Nepela has left a lasting mark on the history of the sport. Born in 1951 in Bratislava, Slovakia, Nepela's journey to figure skating began for a surprising reason. His mother, hoping to improve her son's health, took him to the ice as a way to treat his asthma. Little did anyone know that this moment would set the stage for Nepela to become one of the world's best figure skaters. At just 13 years old, Nepela represented Czechoslovakia at the 1964 Winter Olympics in Innsbruck, Austria. Although he did not win a medal in his first attempt, his talent was quickly recognized. In the following years, with his elegant skating style and precise steps, Nepela gradually asserted his position on the international stage. His career peaked in 1972, when he won the gold medal in the men's singles at the Sapporo Winter Olympics in Japan. In addition, he won 3 world championships and 5 European championships, affirming his solid position in the skating world. Although famous on the ice in real life, Nepela was a private person and rarely shared about his private life. In the skating community, there were rumors about his relationships with other male athletes, but at that time, publicizing his sexual orientation was extremely sensitive, especially in Eastern European countries. Nepela never spoke about this issue and always kept his personal life away from the media's attention. After retiring in 1973, Nepela turned to coaching. He toured with Holiday on Ice before settling in Germany to train a generation of young skaters. Under his guidance, many talented skaters were given the opportunity to develop, continuing the passion he had devoted his life to. Unfortunately, Nepela's life ended too soon. In 1989, he passed away in Mannheim, Germany at the age of 38. He was diagnosed with lymphoma, a disease that many believe may have been related to AIDS. His passing was mourned, but his legacy in figure skating lives on. His elegant jumps, spins, and achievements continue to inspire generations of skaters. Ed Koch, the charismatic mayor of New York from 1978 to 1989, was one of the most controversial figures in the city's history. With his signature, "How am I doing?" phrase, he projected a spirit of resilience and self-confidence that became a symbol of a struggling but resilient New York in the 1980s. Born in 1924 in the Bronx, Koch had a challenging journey before entering the political arena. He served in World War II, became a lawyer, and then entered politics as a member of the House of Representatives. When he was elected mayor in 1977, New York was facing a severe financial crisis, rising crime, and urban decay. Under Koch's leadership, the city began to recover. He focused on financial reform, housing projects, and infrastructure reconstruction, laying the foundation for New York's economic renaissance in the following decades. However, his tough policies were also met with mixed reviews, especially his handling of the AIDS epidemic in the 1980s. Many activists, including Larry Kramer, criticized him for his slow response to the outbreak, saying he did not do enough to protect the gay community. Although he never spoke publicly about his personal life, Koch always emphasized that his personal life was not a subject for discussion. After his death in 2013, journalist Charles Kaiser confirmed that Koch was indeed gay, something he had kept secret all his life due to the social pressures of his generation. Despite the controversy, Koch made important contributions to promoting equal rights. As a congressman, he introduced the first version of anti-discrimination laws in employment. As mayor, he banned discrimination against gay people in employment and housing, although his relationship with the LGBTQ+ community remains complicated. After leaving office, Koch remained prominent in society. He wrote books, hosted radio shows, and even served as a judge on television. He continued to speak out on political and social issues, maintaining his signature outspoken style. Ed Koch leaves behind a legacy that is both proud and contradictory, reflecting the complexity of a leader in a time of great change. He was the man who brought New York back from the brink of disaster, but he was also a controversial figure with his decisions. Love him or hate him, there is no denying the impact Ed Koch has had on the city. Roy Cohn, one of the most controversial figures in American political history, remains a subject of intense interest decades after his death. With his sharp wit and boundless ambition, he left a profound but contradictory mark, marked by controversial decisions and power relationships. Born in 1927 in New York to a wealthy Jewish family, Roy Cohn quickly entered politics. He rose to prominence in the 1950s as a top advisor to Senator Joseph McCarthy during the Red Scare, when America was gripped by fears of communism. One of Cohn's greatest achievements was his involvement in the trial of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, which resulted in their shocking death sentences. But his influence was not limited to political cases. Cohn was also a key figure in the crackdown on homosexuals in the federal government, known as the Lavender Scare. He played a role in convincing President Dwight D. Eisenhower to ban homosexuals from government jobs, on the grounds that they could be used to leak state secrets. Ironically, rumors about Cohn's own sexual orientation have long circulated, including speculation about his close relationship with David Schein, a key associate during the McCarthy era. However, he has always denied these rumors and kept his personal life a secret. After leaving politics, Roy Cohn became a prominent lawyer, representing influential figures such as Donald Trump, Rupert Murdoch, and several mafia figures. He built a reputation as a fierce lawyer who was not afraid to use strong-arm tactics to protect his clients. But in 1984, he was diagnosed with HIV. Rather than admit the truth, he claimed to have liver cancer and continued to deny any information about his health. On August 2, 1986, Roy Cohn died at the age of 59, leaving behind a legacy that was both powerful and controversial. He epitomized political ambition and ruthless tactics, but also reflected the contradictions in American society about power, loyalty, and discrimination. His life was a complex story of success, mystery, and the consequences of pursuing power at all costs. Rock Hudson, real name Roy Harold Scherer Jr., born in 1925, is one of the biggest icons of Hollywood's golden age. Possessing an impressive height of 1.96 m, a handsome face, and an attractive demeanor, Hudson quickly became a shining star on the silver screen. The journey from an ordinary boy in Winnetka, Illinois, to the top star position is an inspiring story of determination and talent. The turning point in Hudson's career came in the 1950s with blockbuster films such as Magnificent Obsession and All That Heaven Allows. He not only impressed with his romantic appearance, but also demonstrated his diverse acting ability, from light-hearted humorous roles to characters with psychological depth. In particular, his role in Giant alongside Elizabeth Taylor and James Dean brought Hudson a prestigious Oscar nomination, affirming his position in American cinema. Despite his success on screen, Hudson had to hide his true identity in an era when coming out as gay could ruin a career. In 1955, he married his agent, Phyllis Gates, but the marriage lasted only 3 years and was believed to be a ploy to dispel rumors about his sexuality. In public, Hudson maintained a reputation as a playboy, but in Hollywood his private life was no longer a secret. Hudson was known for throwing lavish parties at his Beverly Hills mansion, which became a gathering place for many celebrities and close friends in the LGBT community. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, his career continued to thrive. When he moved to television, Hudson made his mark with a starring role in the series Macmillan and Wife, and later appeared in Dynasty, which helped him reach a new generation of audiences. Hudson's life changed dramatically in 1984 when he was diagnosed with AIDS. He initially kept his illness a secret, but as his health deteriorated, especially during a Dynasty press event in July 1985, the public began to realize something was wrong. On July 25th, Hudson's publicist confirmed that he had AIDS, shocking the American and world publics. The fact that an A-list celebrity had the disease publicly changed public perception, bringing HIV/AIDS out of the shadows and into a more widely discussed topic. In the final months of his life, Hudson bravely faced his illness and helped raise awareness of AIDS. He appeared on his longtime co-star Doris Day's television show, marking the last time the public saw him. The passing of Rock Hudson on October 2, 1985, at the age of 59, was not only a great loss for Hollywood, but also a milestone in the fight against AIDS stigma. His death helped change social attitudes, advance medical research, and pave the way for the fight for LGBT rights. Rock Hudson was not only a talented actor, but also a symbol of courage and change. His legacy lies not only in his immortal roles, but also in his profound influence on public awareness of health and human rights. Brad Davis, whose real name is Robert Creel Davis, was born in 1949 in Tallahassee, Florida. His childhood was not easy, growing up in a family with many events, especially the psychological problems that his father faced. However, Davis soon found a passion for acting and decided to pursue the art path by moving to New York, where he attended the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. Davis's big break in his career came in 1978 when he took on the role of Billy Hayes in the film Midnight Express. Playing an American student imprisoned in Turkey, Davis delivered an emotional performance that won him a Golden Globe and quickly became one of the most highly regarded actors in Hollywood. This success opened up many opportunities, leading him to challenging and profound roles in subsequent films and television works. Not only was he talented in acting, Davis also stood out for his dedication and ability to portray complex characters. He was not afraid to take on roles that required a lot of sacrifice, delivering realistic and emotional performances. However, behind the Hollywood spotlight, his personal life was full of difficulties. Davis faced health problems and challenges in his personal life, but that did not diminish his determination for art. In 1991, Davis passed away at the age of 41, leaving many regrets in the hearts of his fans. His story is not only about fame or success, but also a testament to perseverance, dedication, and a strong passion for art. He is remembered as a talented actor, a strong person who always tried to overcome challenges, leaving an indelible mark in the history of cinema. Rudolph Nureyev was not only a brilliant dancer, but also a man who changed the face of ballet around the world. Born in 1938 on a Trans-Siberian train near Ufa, he grew up in difficult circumstances in the Soviet Union, where dance became his passion and his escape. Nureyev's talent was evident from an early age, joining a folk dance group at the age of 11 and later studying at the Vaganova Academy of Russian Ballet in Leningrad. His hard work and intense passion saw him rise quickly in the ballet world, but it was his decision to defect to the West in 1961 that truly made him a legend. During the Cold War, while touring with the Kirov Ballet in Paris, Nureyev made one of the most spectacular escapes in the history of the arts. This bold decision not only changed his life, but also had profound political implications, reflecting the tension between the Soviet Union and the West. He soon made a name for himself on the big stage, collaborating with leading artists, most notably Dame Margot Fonteyn. The pair created classic performances such as Romeo and Juliet and Swan Lake, leaving an indelible mark on ballet history. However, Nureyev was more than just a performer. He wanted to revolutionize ballet by breaking old stereotypes, promoting the roles of male dancers and introducing powerful, athletic movements. His energetic and confident performance style attracted a new generation of audiences, inspired young dancers, and helped ballet continue to thrive. Offstage, Nureyev was known for his strong personality, lavish lifestyle, and passion for the arts. He owned properties around the world and had a valuable collection of antiques. His private life was the subject of much speculation, but he was not shy about his personal relationships, which were still a sensitive issue at the time. In 1983, Nureyev became director of the Paris Opera, where he continued to create and lead a generation of young dancers. Despite his failing health in the late 1980s, he continued to work, choreographing and conducting some of the most prestigious ballets. He died on January 6, 1993, at the age of 54 due to health complications, leaving a huge void in the art world. However, Nureyev's legacy lives on. He was not only a great artist, but also a man who changed the art world. With his talent, pioneering spirit, and relentless determination, Nureyev took ballet to new heights, inspiring generations of dancers and continuing to be remembered as one of the greatest figures in ballet history. If you like this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts on today's story. Each of us can contribute to raising awareness and supporting the fight against HIV/AIDS with understanding, love, and hope. Let's spread the positive, strong spirit that Keith Haring left for the world. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos.